Okay, so Bitcoin. We've stopped going down. We've had the biggest up day that we've had in actually quite a while. I call this, we're looking at regular candles, not Heikin-Ashi, and I call this a bullish inside day or a bullish harami. And the main criteria for me calling this a bullish harami is that we closed higher than 50% of the previous day's open close down day, the big down day. And when I do that, I look for, therefore, for this to continue higher. So now the only question is, how far are we going to pull back before we can buy it and keep going higher again? So that's my view of Bitcoin. I think we've got another bounce to come. Now, when I pull back, when I draw back and I look at this, we've bounced from the 886 fib. Ideally, it would be great, wouldn't it, if we could hold support from this 786 fib. The problem is that we've only had one swing lower, and most corrections are 3 waves. So we're in wave 1, wave 2, so wave 3. And potentially, you know, we could come all the way back and retest the lows still in Bitcoin. So I'm bullish. Short term, I think that we should rally from here to about 68.55 and potentially 71.70, but we need to buy the pullback and we could go a little bit lower first. So we're not, I don't think we're going to hold this. Maybe 50%. Where would that bring us back to? A little bit lower, 63.74, something like that. I think the best thing to do is wait for the market to tell us when it's ready to go higher and use these Heikin-Ashi. So we're looking for a pullback into these moving averages, not to make a new low and then turn higher from here. So Bitcoin. Now, it's not obviously going to, there's no shoulder here. We're not going to have an inverted head and shoulders pattern or anything like that. So that's what I'm looking for. The next turn higher, back to around 68.55, potentially 71.69. That I would normally would say, you know, we're probably not going to go to the higher one, but the kind of fib rule that I use, if we take this from these lows, the Fibonacci rule that I use is reversals at an 886 generally do go back to a 50%. So, you know, potentially we could do that. We could see that. Let's see. And Paul says these three, yes, these three red candles are called 3 black crows. They are called 3 black crows, and the problem is in Bitcoin they're not quite 3 black crows because this first one was inside of the second one. There was another market where I saw them pretty nice. This is the opposite. 3 white, these 3 green candles, and these are perfect by the Japanese rules as well, because this is first candle was smaller than the second candle, which was smaller than the big third candle. And so when you look at that, you would normally say, holy cow, that's gone far enough, you know, it's going to reverse. And this 3 candle rule worked because in fact we did continue much higher. So it's, oh, that's right, Dean, in Ripple there are 3 black crows, but these don't quite count for me because this first one was as an inside bar. Now here's 3 black crows because the body of this first one here wasn't inside the second one or the third one, and I like the look of this one because again each one, the open close previous day is bigger, and sure enough, just when everybody thought, oh, Bitcoin has done enough, the 3 black crows worked and we continued lower. So yeah, I know, curses, because we were looking for it to find support around here. So that's how I see Bitcoin. We should stabilize, find our feet, retest the lows, make a lower high maybe, and then a rally back to 6,800, maybe 71.50, something like that. I've messed up this chart now. So let's move on and see where we are with Ripple. Because Ripple is sideways at prior lows. I am not feeling quite so warm and fuzzy about Ethereum. And, you know, we've got a series of 3 black crows in Ethereum as well, haven't we? Here and then here, and potentially 3 black crows here too. But this is a pretty good support level and we're very oversold. And I would not be surprised at all in Ripple if we can, in Ethereum, if we can find our feet and make a base that we don't rally back to 413. And then if we can get back above that and the daily 20 moving average, we can turn it around. So again, all of these on lower time frames, I'm looking for signs of a base or higher lows or pullbacks. You know, so far so good. We have stabilized, but in all of them, I'm going to connect these lows. And you know, if we break down, like in Ethereum here, if we go back below 355, 354, 353, I think that I really don't want to see this one retest the lows, because we've already had a good probe underneath the support level. Now in Ethereum today, I want to see this stick around this 360 and rally from here if we can. I see this one slightly differently on this 15-minute. I think we've had our ABC correction pullback. Now it's time to find a base and see if we can move higher here. So yeah, I'm watching Ethereum closely. Here's Ripple. Let's go to Ripple Daily. So here's a good example of 3 black crows in this decline in Ripple. And so this also says that this bounce should be shallow and we should see potentially follow through to the downside in Ripple. The thing with Ripple is also this is the 1272 fib extension on the daily from this bounce correction that we made, that we're looking to see if we can find some support here, because if we don't, we're going to keep going lower. We're already underneath our 886 fib retrace. And what's interesting about this 1272 fib level, this is Ripple Euro, we're holding underneath it. So I think that we continue lower, I'm afraid, in Ripple, and this is just sideways consolidation before we do. So if you're looking to get out of Ripple and we see another leg higher, I would potentially use it. But otherwise, this flag, I'm looking for this to break to the downside and keep going. And that's the targets for Ripple Euro, the Ripple US dollar. Here's our same flag pattern. Let's show you where we get our fib extensions from. Let's take this most recent swing, and we have indeed got 3 black crows in this one. Okay, don't need those, bright red, thank you very much. Okay, again, here's our 1272 fib level that we're kind of holding above. It's slightly different to Ripple Euro in that we haven't reached it yet, but this, again, this breakdown with these 3 black crows each day, bigger and longer than the first with smaller shadows, suggests that we see some consolidation and that we continue lower. Potentially, we've got support around 31.3146, but I think, unfortunately, and you know what, this could be good support because of these prior highs. You know, this double top prior high, that's always really cool support and resistance level. So we could see the buyers step in between sort of 0.295 to 0.315. However, if this breaks, unfortunately, I think we go all the way back and retest the lows. So it's true, a bounce in Bitcoin, we could find some support here in Ripple, but these candlesticks say we go a little bit further before we do, unfortunately. So yeah, Ripple dollar, I would look around 0.295 to 0.315 for support. I'm just going to do one more projection. Yeah, no, we'll leave that one there. Okay. Now, what's going to make me wrong? That's always a good thing, isn't it? What would make me wrong? Well, you know, if this clearly is a bit of a range with hourly moving averages are going sideways. You know, if we break these highs, we're now going to go sideways in a range. Probably if we break these highs, then we go more than 50% of that daily candle that I was talking about, because we held, you know, 50% of this big down day exactly in Ripple when we bounced. But if we went beyond that and we could close beyond that, then I would say, yeah, you know, we have stopped going down. So for me, then the Japanese use this 50% of the open and close a lot. Like, I would always keep an eye on that, and a close above that level would say to me, you know, Ripple has stopped going down and we're going up again. Mike North says a collection of crows is called a murder. That is apt, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, Ripple. Now what looks a little bit better than some of the others, I know everyone hates this one, but Bitcoin Cash.